Hey Flickr fans, it's day 2 of WonderCon, and today we have something special for you. I'm here with the head of content for Legion M, Terri Lubaroff. Terri, how are you doing?
I'm great. I love WonderCon and all the people here, and it's been amazing.
So this has been like a pretty big experience for me because I just recently learned about your company, and I know it's such a fun thing for fans to learn about because it's this whole fan involvement. So can you tell everyone a little bit about Legion M and how it got started?
Sure. So Legion M is the world's first fan-owned entertainment company. And what that means is that we're building the company from the ground up to be owned by fans. And we took advantage of new laws that went into effect in 2016 to allow unaccredited investors, which means people who are not millionaires, to invest in startups for the first time since the Great Depression. And all of our growth in our economy is startup growth, and most people like me have been left out of that. So to have a company that allows people to invest early and go along for the ride is super unique. And to do it as an entertainment company, when you're building an audience that is both financially and emotionally invested in everything you're doing, that's the source of a superpower. You could do anything.
Yeah, I find, especially in today's atmosphere, so many people are fans of things, and it's like to be able to be a part of something that you can help grow and create and feel like you have ownership of, it's an important thing. So one of the things that I did see that you guys have is a Kickstarter, so can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, it's a project, it's my project that's my pet project. I say that, but it's not true. The whole Legion demanded this project. We have a very robust Facebook group, and over again in Facebook, our Legion members were saying, would you ever consider a Western? Would you ever do a female-driven Western? What about a female heroine? And we had a relationship with Tanya Wexler, who directed Hysteria, and her producing partner, Laura Ivey, and we were talking about projects to them, and we said, do you have a Western, female-driven Western? And they're like, as a matter of fact, we do. And that was Girl with No Name. And it's an amazing script that won Slam Dance. And we thought the best way to bring this script to market and to let people understand what an amazing story it was to do a comic book. So it's our very first comic book. It's an all-female artist team with the artists from around the world, including Tula Lote, who's freaking amazing, who did our cover, and Danny Strips, who did our interiors. And we had no idea if people would buy it or respond to it. So to do our pre-sales, even though the book is done, we put it on Kickstarter. And our goal was $6,000. We passed that in 2 hours. And we're now approaching $80,000, and we still have 19 days left. And what's unique about the campaign, it's not only because it's Legion M's first book, but also our whole motto is that we want to open the gates to Hollywood. So anybody who participates in our Kickstarter campaign will also get to participate in our online development meetings for the feature film. So they'll be talking to the director and the producer, and we'll be brainstorming casting ideas. And that's something you don't see from normal Hollywood companies.
No, you don't. And in fact, it's one of those things where if you get involved, there's always something in things with Kickstarters where you get these little perks and part of that. So getting to be in part of the development, that's unheard of. And being able to have your voice heard as far as casting or something like that is pretty incredible. So you being the head of content, how do you go about trying to decide what's good for the company, and how do you go to, what's your process as far as trying to find good stuff that's a good fit for your company?
Well, when you work in entertainment at a company that's doing well, projects tend to come to you. And a lot of companies take a look at those projects and they think, okay, what would work for us? And then they put it out to the world and say, please come support my project. We do things a little differently here because we're fan-owned. We want our fans to tell us what they want. We don't want to dictate to them what they should be looking at. We want them to dictate to us what they want. So we have developed some technology platforms to help us do that. So one is called Impulse, and we're constantly polling our members to tell us, sometimes we'll just put genres up there and say, what genre are you most interested in us pursuing next? Other times we'll put log lines of scripts we've actually read and are considering to see if they are even interested in it. We have another platform called Scout, which we premiered at Sundance, And we populated Scout with all the movies at Sundance, and we asked our members to vote, go in and vote about which movies they would want us to pursue if we were to buy a movie at Sundance. And, they had thousands of votes, and the top 10 movies all did very, very well, and I hope to have an announcement about that in the near future.
Okay, so you can't announce that, but I'm sure you have some things you can announce, some things that you have on the upcoming slate, some things that are very recently coming out soon. So can you talk about a little bit of those things?
Absolutely. So super recently, last night, our movie Field Guide to Evil premiered. It was the first equity crowdfunded movie ever, and we participated in that as the first equity crowdfunded company. And it came out last night. It's a horror anthology. It's 8 short films from different directors around the world who took a piece of local lore from their country and did a short film about it. And it's haunting. It's really cool. So that's available now in theaters and on VOD. Also, I feel like that was 2 years in the making. I can't believe it's out. Also, we're working with Fox Searchlight to bring Tolkien to the screen, which comes out on May 10th. And that's the story of J.R.R. Tolkien's early childhood and young adult life and all the events that shaped him into the writer of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. And it's just a fabulous biopic starring Nicholas Hoult and Lily Collins, and it's going to be great. And then Jay and Silent Bob.
So what's your involvement with Jay and Silent Bob?
We help finance the movie. So Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, they just wrapped production this week. It's been an amazing experience so far. It's going to come out later this year. And it's another great example of how the Legion gets its members involved. We had a contest for our investors. 2 winners got to go to a set visit in New Orleans. And when they got there, we surprised them that they were also going to be extras in the film. So it was really fun.
So my buddy David, who's behind the camera that everyone can't see, hi David. We do a podcast, obviously, if you're listening, that we do a top 10 show every year, and we run down our top 10 favorite movies of the year. And last year, his favorite movie of the year was Mandy. So
That's awesome.
so tell us a little bit about how you got involved with Mandy.
So we're very friendly with Elijah Wood and his company Spectre Vision, and they produced it. And we were talking to them early on before they went into production about the script, which we loved. But because we finance in discrete rounds, we didn't have the money to invest in it then. And we said to them, could we come back to you when we have the money? And they said, well, yeah, I think you could. And they were true to their word. And when we came back to them months and months later, they were just starting post on the film, and they had saved us a spot. So that's how we got into Mandy, and we loved it from the very beginning. And it is such a bonkers movie, as you know, right? The first time we saw the footage, we were like, oh my God, what are people going to think about this? We actually created a sub-label of Legion M called Legion Midnight because we were afraid people would be upset that we were doing something that was so crazy. But everybody has really embraced it. And I think part of that is our community, because when we went to Sundance, we had a lounge and we did its first press, and we did a premiere party for it, and we took it to Comic-Con, and we took it to New York Comic-Con and LA Comic-Con, and we just really wanted people to embrace what that film was, and the fans found it, and they did. They embraced it.
Well, I mean, thank you for your time today. I appreciate you being able to talk to us, and I'm really, really excited for the future of the company. I will definitely be supporting. I think I'll probably join that Kickstarter myself, so I think you guys out there should too. So, I think so. So is there anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Go see Field Guide to Evil this weekend at a theater or VOD near you, and Tolkien, which comes out May 10th. I hope people come support it and enjoy it as much as we do.
Okay, and also, where can people go if they want to sign up for the Kickstarter?
Oh, it's on Kickstarter, and the project is called Girl with No Name. So if you just search Girl with No Name, and there are a bunch of different perk packages, and we're really proud of the book. The book is done, and it's beautiful. So I hope people enjoy it as much as I do.
Oh, look. See, there we go. Oh, look at that. Isn't that perfect?
This is
That's awesome.
One of our investors.
See? There you go.
Yeah. Thank you.
First round. So what round are you on, actually?
We just closed our 4th round. We've had 4 sold-out rounds of financing. We've raised about $6 million. We have 15,000 investors and about 75 to 80,000 members inclusive of that, and we're growing every year. So we hope to announce a new round soon.
Well, okay, I'm going to keep my eye out for that too. All right. Well, thank you so much, Terri. I appreciate your time. All right. Signing off. Take you guys later. Bye.